Sorry, I'm obsessed with Dracula. Give me a second. Alright, before my hair falls, because it looks so freaking good right now. Like, this is the highest I can get my bun right now. Like, it's so cute too. It's all full and all fun. Quit putting your butt on me. She's being weird, guys. Look at her. It's just being weird. And my boobs. Oh. Anyway, hey, what's up? Hello, it's Ashlyn here. So, yeah, this is going to be my video for... You guys cannot even see that. May, which the buzzword for May is directions. However, it is also Mental Health Awareness Month. So with that being said, I wanted to jump these in. So first and foremost, we'll get the directions out of the way first, okay? Because I got a lot for the mental health awareness. Just saying. All right, so first I have Help, I'm Laughing and I Can't Get Up. That is a direction by Liz Curtis Higgs. It says, fall down, funny stories to fill your heart and lift your spirit, which we're going to need this book. It's also signed, which is really interesting, but I'm not Patricia, just so you guys know. I'm not Patricia. I actually got this from the thrift store. But this is a book that we're gonna need to lift our spirits when we go through the mental health books. Just saying. This is always good to have on our list. That's the first one. Next we have Creepover by PJ Knight. This is number 10. In the... I have no idea. This is a series of some sort. I think it's just a Creepover series, and this is number 10 in it. And this one is called It's All Downhill From Here. So downhill is a direction. So this one says, be careful on these slippery slopes. The kids' parents have always dreamed of operating their own hotel, so when the historic Wharton Mansion goes up for sale, they see it as the perfect opportunity to open their own ski lodge. This weekend, Maggie and her family are going to check it out and perhaps even buy the place on the spot. But Maggie doesn't want to move to a rundown old mansion all the way up on a desolate mountain, and the ghost that lives there doesn't want the Kims there either. A ghost that will stop at nothing to get its way. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It says that Sleep with the Lights On is the creepometer for this, but this is also middle grade, so we'll see how it goes. I am trying to work through that series, and it's very young written. Clearly unwritten. Alright, next we got Barbara Stewart's The In-Between. In-Between is actually a direction, in my personal opinion. I have no idea what this is about. It's about a 14-year-old Eleanor Moss has always been an outcast who fails at everything she tries. She's even got the fine white scars to prove it. So this is about a person who tried committing suicide. Just so you guys know, trigger warning, suicide. So this actually goes with mental health as well. That's all I'm going to read from that. Next, we got Called Upon by Bethany Lee. This is actually one of my A Cursed Library books from my book box that I used to get from them. I want to start that back up, but right now I'm slowly just working on other books right now. So this is told from the perspective of three seemingly unconnected teenagers called upon barrels through a series of twists and turns that merge together with jaw-dropping results. Caitlin, the social pariah of her high school, is so relieved to have made friends at Camp Overlook and have caught the attention of a real-life, honest-to-goodness boy that she is willing to look past the camp's anomalies, creepy gray-eyed counselors, 24-hour video surveillance, and campers falling ill and then disappearing quietly into the night. But when Caitlin begins feeling strange symptoms herself, she can no longer pretend that Overlook is a run-of-the-mill summer camp. She and her new friends must race to solve the mystery of Camp Overlook, even if it means facing some difficult truths and uncovering some painful family secrets before she is the next camper to vanish. Now, is she vanishing or are they turning? But look at this cover, guys. Can we just admire this cover? It is a woman, and then inside is the camp, and then inside of that is this little cottage house thing. Cabin. How cool is this cover? Okay, next we have Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. It's the #1 bestselling author of The Fault in Our Stars. I have no idea what this is about. I know that it is down. Down is our buzzword. 16-year-old Eliza never intended to pursue the mystery of future billionaire Russell Pickett, but there's a $100,000 reward at stake, and her best and most fearless friend Daisy is eager to investigate. So together they navigate the short distance and broad divides to separate them from Russell Pickett's son Davis. Eliza is trying. She is trying to be a good daughter, a good friend, a good student, and maybe even a good detective, while also living within the ever-tightening spiral of her own thoughts. It's an acclaimed award-winning author of John Green's through the Looking for Alaska and The Fault in Our Stars. Eliza's story with shattering, unflinching clarity in this brilliant novel of love, resilience, and the power of lifelong friendships. So it sounds like it's going to be like a mental health, and then you read the synopsis, and then you're like, oh, it's a detective book. Sweet. All right. Now next we're going to get into a book. I don't know where I would fit this. It's not a direction, but I don't know if it's mental health. I'm trying to still grasp that and see if I can figure that one out. I did a sample of it. It deals with a teenage death and something about a school shooting. So, trigger warnings right there. I am 41 pages in, so it's by Cody Kaplaner. It's called That's Not What Happened. He's the author of The Duff. I think he's the author of Lying Out Loud and Run. So it's a very known author. It says 6 survived to tell the story, but who knows the truth? So there's 6 survivors that were involved in the shooting, and one of them ended up dying. And the person that died is supposed to be this like really religious Catholic person. And I guess there was a lot of like really interesting things happening in the background. So, all right. Next, we have a book that you're going to understand. It goes to the mental health category. I Don't Want to Be Crazy. A memoir by Samantha Schutz. It's a harrowing, remarkable, true story of one girl's struggle with anxiety disorder. So this is based on a true story. It is set in a lyrical aspect sense, and that's what we kind of love. Like, we're totally here for that kind of stuff. It means it's going to go super quick. However, it's called I Don't Want to Be Crazy, and it's a memoir. So that being said, it's probably going to be really, really hard hitting. And I know after this month, I'm probably going to take a break from reading. Just being totally honest, I'm not going to read as many books next month in June as I planned to originally, because this is going to destroy my life. Not really my life, but my psyche for sure. Next, we have Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia, author of Made You Up, which I have no idea what that one's about. This one, if you guys don't know, is about a girl named Eliza. However, she makes these illustrations. She's like a comic artist, kind of. And this one's set up kind of cool too. It's a lot of dialogue, and then it's a lot of IM messaging between friends. And then you get these really cute little illustrations throughout the page. Like, I don't even know what that is. Curry Battlefield Mouse. Like, it's just, I heard it's really good. Super cute. This person's really talented. There's little side stories in here, and like that go with the things. There's transcripts in here. Like I said, there's a lot of like interesting lineups and things like that. It's not set up like just a full-on read-through book. Like, this is transcripts and comic strips and all sorts of fun stuff. But it is very, very hard-hitting as well, because it is about a girl. In the real world, Eliza Merck is shy, weird, and friendless. Online, she's Lady Constellation, the anonymous creator of the wildly popular webcomic Monstrous Sea. Then Wallace Warland, Monstrous Sea's biggest fan fiction writer, transfers to her school and draws her into a life online offline she never could have imagined, but when Eliza's secret is accidentally shared with the world, everything she's built, her story, her relationship with Wallace, and even her sanity begins to fall apart. So she starts losing her mind, basically. After her webcomics are released and her story is out, because what a lot of comic artists do is they use their real world problems and issues and they force them into a storyline to put reality into the fan fiction world or whatever. So kind of cool. Then I'm going to force myself to read 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. Funny, I've never read it before. And this one is also set up kind of interestingly. A lot of dialogue, a lot of cassette 3 side B. I need to read this so I can get through this show. It says, you can't stop the future, you can't rewind the past. The only way to learn the secret is to press play. So that right there just not antagonizes me, gives me a desire to pick it up. So, it's eerie, beautiful, and devastating. Chicago Tribune. A mystery, eulogy, and ceremony. Sherman Alexie, the author of The Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. It is a #1 New York Times and international bestseller, and it's in 35 languages. So, I need to read it finally. This one is going to absolutely destroy me. I had to stop reading it actually at one point. I lost the part I left off at. I don't even think I made it 2 chapters in. So I'm getting ready to mentally prepare myself in the next couple days to open this one again. It's called The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This book right here. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that I actually DNF'd this. I put it down. It really messed up my psyche. And I'm going to choose Mental Health Awareness Month to, just pick it back up again. Really destroy my brain. This is basically about okay, I'm just going to say, because it starts out in the beginning exactly like this. It is a brother's best friend who rapes his sister, and she tries to tell people about it, and they don't believe her. Enough said. By the way, trigger warning, rape. A brother who doesn't believe you, brother's best friend, trope. But it's not a good trope, I don't think. I don't know how it ends. I heard about this book and I actually picked it up. I realized that there was a trigger warning about rape, but I didn't think it was going to be as excessive as it was. And for how young she is and how old her brother's best friend is really messed up too. So there's an age gap, a major age gap, and it's a minor and an adult. So, but I learned about this book from Ellie, the hardback hoarder, here on YouTube. And I have been wanting to read it ever since, but it's difficult. It's very difficult to read, but we will get through it, even if we have to break it up into parts or 50 pages a piece. And it might take me until the end of the year this year, but this is another one that I'm going to make as a goal. Now, as you guys know, for this month, I finished The Outsider by Stephen King finally, which was a big triggering book for me too, because it dealt with a child death, a murder, all of that fun stuff. Well, not fun stuff, but you know what I mean. So this is my next goal to get through, because this has been sitting on my shelf since I saw it the first time on Hardback Hoarder's video, which I think was in 2019. And we're in 2022, guys. It's time. Alright, next, if you guys don't follow me, I just posted this, or I was about to be posting this soon. By the time you see this video, this book will already have been mentioned. These books will already have been mentioned on my channel somewhere, either in a library haul video or a reading wrap up or something like that. Just saying. But I have S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. Now, if you guys don't know what this book is, if you guys are aware of what House Has Leaves is, Ashley's little library actually turned me on to this book. This book is actually called Ship of Theseus by V.M. Straka. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering why there's two different covers. Well, because it's a story within a story within a story. You get these really cool things that come out, and they have writing on them as well. So this is like a postcard that is inside of the book. This book is filled with so many different goodies and things like that in between the pages. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. So, and it is 456 pages. Keep this book clean. Borrowers finding this book, pencil marked, written upon, mutilated, or unwarrantably defaced are expected to report it to the librarian. Returned on or before latest date stamped below. So this goes all the way to 2000. I don't know what year this book is from. I actually didn't think about that. There's also this confidential. So this is like a confidential thing that goes with the book as well. Book for loan. I don't know if this is 1949 really, or it says it's 1949, but that could just be the storyline to go with it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to find that, but I'm not seeing it. However, this book is $35 US. Just saying. It's a pretty expensive book. I don't know when it actually, like, oh, okay. So the slipcase and package copyright is 2013. So it is kind of older, but the story in it is playing as it's like 1949 or something like that. So, but I'm like really excited for this, guys. I loved House of Leaves. I love the way that you had to read it and things like that. And now I have this one, and this is from my library, okay? And to have this from the library and to have all of those inserts and things in it, amazing. So I can't wait to get into this. I'm not going to spend too much time, but it is one book, two readers, a world of mystery, menace, and desire. So there's a young woman picks up a book left behind. Jennifer and Eric, a college senior and a disgraced grad student, both facing crucial decisions about who they are, who they might become, and how much they're willing to trust another person with their passions, hurts, and fears. So there's the book, the writer, the readers. Basically it says it's conceived by filmmaker J.J. Abrams and written by award-winning novelist Doug Dorst, is the chronicle of two readers finding each other in the margins of a book and enmeshing themselves in a deadly struggle between forces they don't understand. It is also Abrams and Dorst's love letter to the written world. So J.J. Abrams is a filmmaker, and Doug Dorst is the one that actually wrote this, and then they have, like, I don't know. It's really hard to explain because the story, the V.M. Straka is not a real person. That's just a given right there, okay? This is J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst, and they made this, and it is like a love child baby, okay? I can't wait. I've heard so many great things about it, especially because, like, I looked up other books that are like House of Leaves by not Marcus Zuzak, that's the book thief. I can't remember. It was like some foreign name. Anyway, next we have, and I started reading it, yes, is Helena Fox, How It Feels to Float. This one's hard as well. This one is about a father who sticks around his daughter, and she's dealing with, like, suicide issues and things like that. And there's a boy and there's a girl, and they fall in love and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm only like 54 pages into it. So, but it takes place in school, and I love school setting books. I really do. All right, next, I wasn't sure this one was going to actually be a mental health book, but it really is. This is When You Are Mine by Michael Robotham, or Robotham or something. It's new from the library. It is large print, however. I couldn't find it in regular print. But this is about a young, ambitious police officer with the elite Metropolitan Police in London. She responds to a domestic violence call. She finds the victim, Tempe Brown, trying to protect her abuser, a married man named Darren Goodall, a decorated Scotland Yard detective afraid of no one. Philomena pursues the case against him. She not only encounters resistance from her police force colleagues, but also becomes dangerously entangled with the victim, who is not at all whom she appears to be, much to the increasing endangerment of herself and Henry, her fiancé. So this deals with a very unstable woman who decides to stay with a married man who abuses her and her eye socket when she is found because somebody had a disturbance, like a noise disturbance, and they called the police, and she showed up to the scene. She opens the door, and this woman is only like having half of her face show, which is the half that isn't destroyed by this man. She sees, like, the police officer has her open the door a little bit more, and then she sees that her whole eye socket is like almost completely closed up because it's that swollen. And she's got like bruising all over her lips split, all of this. And she says that her boyfriend is sleeping. This isn't her residence. And then they see like broken glass. So they see there was an altercation. I think she sees like blood on the ground or something. So they tackle in, full force and everything. The man jumps from behind the door and tries to stop them. And it's just like a really bad domestic abuse situation. Come to find out that supposedly this woman is a prostitute or something, or like a exotic dancer of some sort or something or another, and her pimp did this to her. But then like she finds out also that this is like a very glorified detective in the police force that she is part of, and then she gets suspended. And that's as far as I made it so far, and I want to keep reading. But yeah, I'm on chapter 4, page 52, and yeah, I want to continue to read this. I think this is going to be great. Also, it's got reflection down there, so it's also going to go with a remember. It'll go with Sailor Mercury or something like that. I don't know. There's a Sailor Moon thing that I'm following on Storygraph to prompts and things like that. And one is based on water or around water, or there's water on the cover. I was going to use Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, but I might use this. I don't know. And then there's another one for Pop Sugar that is like a reflective image or a mirror image, and water gives you a mirror reflective image. So yeah, I don't know, but this is definitely hard-hitting as well. It's domestic violence, but it's also a very unstable female who's like in her early 20s. All right, next I was looking for Malinda Lo's Ash. I found it. We'll talk about it in a second. But upon looking for Malinda Lo's Ash, I found A Line in the Dark, and this is about twisty, dark psychological thriller, impressive storytelling, and chilling plot, and Mean Girls aplenty, Teen Vogue says. When you're in the dark, how do you know if you've crossed the line? I believe this has something to do with like cutting and things like that. I'm not 100% sure. I actually have not started this yet. I do see it as going to be very short chapters though, and I'll tell you what, I love short chapters. Okay, I absolutely love when there's short chapters because it makes me feel like I'm progressing through the book faster than I actually am. Like you read 3 pages and then it's the next chapter, or you read 2 pages and then it's the next chapter, or it's just like 1 page is a chapter. And then you finally see that you're on like chapter 5 and you just started the book like not even 5 minutes ago, and you're like, oh wow, I'm really getting through this. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I have no idea what this is about though. Let's see. We'll find out together, I guess. The most important thing is that Jess Wan is Angie Redmond's best friend, even if Angie can't see how she truly feels. It's okay that Jess is the girl on the sidelines that nobody notices. That means she's free to watch everyone else and be at Angie's side. But when Angie starts falling for Margaret, LGBTQ, a girl from the nearby boarding school, Jess can already see what's going to happen, and suddenly her gift for observation is a curse. As Angie drags Jess further into Margaret's circle, Jess finds more than her friend's growing crush. Secrets lie just beneath the carefree surface of this world, and when they come out, Jess knows Angie won't be able to handle the consequences. When the inevitable darkness finally descends, Angie will need her best friend. It's a soaked in menace. Each page in this brilliant thriller is deliciously unsettling, like Gone Girl meets Pretty Little Liars. That's Kirsten White, author, best-selling author of And I Darken and Now I Rise. And I'm trying to think. I don't know. Maybe it's not about that. It says twisty, dark, psychological thriller. So, I mean, it says psychological thriller. So, therefore, it has something to do with, like, some type of mental health. Right? Right. Not necessarily cutting, but you never know. Alright, next I got No One Cares About Crazy People by Ron Powers. The Chaos and Heartbreak of Mental Health in America. I have no idea what this is, but it was on display, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like this. It looks like it is a nonfiction book about, like, it's got, I might like this, but I might not like this. I might skip around a little bit. Relief from the suffering and mental anguish of cancer. Crazy people in cancer. Schizophrenia talks about it. Talks about the question of the answer. You guys are everything to me, and thank you for all your love. Sincerely, Kevin. Well, my fucking teacher's a dickhead, and I put up with him every day because of his attendance policy is so strict. You know, I'm going there. I paid to go to school. I have to listen to his bullshit today. He says, Dean Powers, where are you? Why are you looking so mean? Everyone turns to look at me, and I joked I just got done with me class and practicing my homework. Silence in the class as if we were having a moment of silence for the deceased. My humor is pretty poor, I guess, but then I felt mean, and I wasn't before. And he went on teaching the class without responding to me either, and as if he were truly upset with me. I'm pissed, and I'm trying to let it go. I've got a lot of shit in my head. I understand he's very insecure. He wants everyone to be on board with him and his jocularity. And I don't have to laugh. I don't have to pretend I'm enjoying the class and worry the teacher is going to whip me into shape for not doing so, you know. I was oblivious then to certain other products of his imagination. A line from a song say that they may or may not have amounted to a warning sign. I think that game was fixed and probably by the government. I don't know what this is really about. Something unexplainable. We have done pitiful little about mental illnesses. Or to paraphrase Clausewitz. Yeah, I think this is a nonfiction book, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure. It's a trending book, according to my library. Let's see. Author of Brain on Fire, which I actually watched that movie. That was really good. No One Cares About Crazy People is a woefully necessary kick in the teeth to society's understanding and treatment of mental illness. Reading Ron Powers is always an event. You can expect expert research and rich reporting and an engrossing style, but what makes this book soar is the passion of Powers' conviction based off his own intimate experiences with schizophrenia. I put this book down days ago and I'm still reeling. It's the rare book that breaks your life into a before and an after. Oh. So in other words, this is going to just completely destroy if you have any type of, like, past mental health issues or anything like that, like any illnesses that you were diagnosed with, like anxiety, depression, bipolar. So, great, lovely, wonderful. I'm not looking forward to it. Just saying. Alright, and then to finally end this entire TBR we have, which isn't as bad as I could make it. We have Imperfect, A Story of Body Image, a graphic novel by Danya Awada. And this is body image, and that is considered body dysmorphia, or, you know, you can progress anorexia from it. So I picked this up as well. What's really cool is this is the author, guys. And this is the illustration of the author. She was spot on with herself. So this is a memoir in a graphic novel form. So I'm living for this. I'm kind of nervous about it because I do have a little bit of a body image issue myself. So I'm hoping maybe this will just, like, open me up to looking at myself in a new perspective a little bit. I mean, I am doing pretty good with that. However, there are other ones too. There is one called Colorblind, A Story of Racism, Activist, A Story of the Majority Stoneman Douglas Shooting, and Identity, A Story of Transitioning. So I love that. There's a bunch of different other stories and stuff. This is like a little series, I guess. So And these came out in 2019 in springtime. So, all right. I hope that you guys enjoy those. If there's a certain book that you are interested in or have already read, I would love to know what you think about it below. You could also, when I post these that I'm reading these, you can always comment on my Goodreads account underneath, like, your comments about it. If it's going to break my heart, if it's going to tear me apart, you know. I mean, these books are pretty much, I don't know, some of them are going to be good, and then, like, a couple of them that were, like, the directional ones seem like they're going to go into a little bit of a mental health situation as well. So, we got what? Hold on. Okay, so we have 16 books. I totally forgot, though. I have some on my Storygraph. I don't have the actual books on me because I found them on, like, an audiobook version. I was gonna say Audible version, but I don't have Audible. So I have Libby and Hoopla that I use for audiobooks, and then I have Kindle Unlimited, which also has, like, audiobook versions, which I'm also gonna be doing Layla. But let's see what we got here. So you guys can see I have The Voice in My Head by Dana L. Davis, posted by John David Anderson. And I think that's it on that. And then, oh, I didn't mean Goodreads. I meant Libby. I know I have Layla by Colleen Hoover that I'm going to be reading because it's a psychological horror thriller, I think is how they explained it. And then on Libby, I'm 38% in already. I have You've Reached Sam by, oh, you can't see it. Okay, well, anyway, I have the book You Reached Sam by Dustin Thayo. However, I do have on hold, Will is on hold for like another 23 weeks. So I hope that one comes in soon because I heard that one's going to be like the book A Little Life, but it's Will Smith's story. So, and then really quickly, I think I have a couple more on Kindle. I'm not 100% sure though. I'm going to look really quick. Give me a second. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these really quick, and if they have, like, any direction in them or they sound like they're going to be mental health related, I will tell you. So I have If She Knew by Billy Pierce. I have Madhouse. Don't Talk to Strangers by Miguel Estrada. That's not direction, never mind. I have a book called Girl Lost by Michelle Files, Tyler Mystery Series, Book 1. So there's that. I have Punk 57, which I've heard can be like a psychological as well, and mental health related kind of. I have Sugar Lips by something Collins. I can't see it for sure, but I know that deals with, what is it? Body image. I have More Than a Number by Gracie Graham. I have Layla by Colleen Hoover. I have a sample of 7 Dirty Secrets, which I heard is also like mental health related because it deals with a person that's like a serial killer. I have Remember Me by Amanda Rigby. I have If You Only Knew by Kristen Higgins, which it's a sample. It sounds like it's going to be mental health related because, like, if you only knew behind closed doors, you know, that kind of thing, possibly what they're struggling with. I have The Couple Upstairs by Shalini Boland, a sample. I have a book called We Were Restless Things by Cole Wagnatsu, Maganatsu. It's a sample. I have The Girl Who Couldn't Leave, a sample, which sounds like Munchausen syndrome, where you can't leave your house, you don't want to, you're scared to. I have New Fears, which is mental health. It deals with fears, you know, like phobias. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. I have And Now She's Gone. It's a sample by Rachel Housel Hall, and it sounds like it could be mental health related. Maybe she lost herself. So it could be like a psychological issue she's having with herself. And then I have Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey. I am 7% into that. It's an audio on my Kindle as well. And I'm just going to say it. I have People Magazine. I have 2 issues of People Magazine that I need to read. And People Magazine always has like some type of like celebrity breakdown or, you know, a celebrity issue or hospitalization or something like that. So I'm going to just consider that as well. But I also have Her Sister's Friends by Gia something. I don't know. I can't see it. But that one sounds like it could deal with like her friends causing her to act a certain way, which is a mental issue as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be mental health related, like anxiety, depression, things like that. I mean, you can consider Mental Health Awareness Month can be anything from body image issues to having anxiety and depression to wanting to self-harm to domestic situations. I consider anything to be mental health related like that. And just like how you think mentally, like if you have people that sit there and can deter your way of thinking, that's called manipulation. And that is mental health as well. So, I mean, there are a few things I have. So, I am really hoping I get through these. I also have a couple other things. There's one called The Change that is from NetGalley. And then there was like Notes on Your Sudden Disappearance. I just finished that one. Never mind. That one doesn't count. But anyway, there are so many different books I have to read. I hope that you guys enjoy them. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.